Welcome to our channel. With this, I welcome Ilona Selke to our show, Wisdom Talks. Welcome,
Thank you,
Ilona.
Veena. Thank you so much for having me. I love working with your channel. You guys are innovative and you really walk your talk. So thank you for having me.
Yes, and today's our topic is setting the world from the inside out. With this, I would like to ask you a question, Ilona. So, is there a space-time construct, or how do we transcend it if it is there? How do we operate? Is it from third dimension, or we operate in different dimensions? What is it all about?
Right. Well, see, that was my big question. When I was 10 years old, I said, I think this universe is actually listening to me. And I had a very distinct experiment that I wanted to do to prove to myself that the universe was listening and that it wasn't only a normal 3D. Found out, and this is my very first scientific experiment, I thought that everything I never wanted, everything I didn't want, is what I got. And so I thought, if I tell the universe I do not want a bike, I do not want a bike, no bike, of course I had to imagine a bike, right? That's when maybe, if my hypothesis is correct, I would get a bike. Because I had figured out I always got what I didn't want. Because we all know by now the universe does not listen to no's. Whatever you have in your mind, even the things it's like, I don't want to scream at my kids and I don't want the whatever, that's what gets our attention. So when I said I don't want a bike, I still had to think of the bike, right? So making the concept of multidimensional a little practical and a little story from a 10-year-old scientific experiment, I can tell you that after I fast forward now to Christmas, I open, the door, and then I'm supposed to get my Christmas present, and it was hidden behind the curtains, and I opened the curtains in the living room, and there was my bike. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt now the universe is listening, which is why one of my book titles is called Dream Big, the Universe is Listening. The dream big part is dream outside of the normal box. We think this far. I have to live my life the way it is, rather than go, what would it be if anything was possible? So take the lid off and go for your passion, because your passion will become your stepping stones into a greater universe that you have to prove to yourself. So even though I may tell you now the universe is listening, you still have to prove it to yourself. And in my book, I describe a lot of experiments that I did. And there's one story in there which was picked up by Jack Canfield, who published the well-known books Chicken Soup for the Soul. It was about me flying to see dolphins with my husband and to take a group of people to swim with wild dolphins. And we had flown from Seattle to Washington, and we were on the way to Washington State, and then from Dulles, Washington Airport, and then we were to fly to Miami. But because of bad weather in July, we got the announcement from the captain that we were going to be deviated to another location, to Baltimore, Maryland, about 1 hour away. A doctor, a pediatrician next to me, was telling me this happens all the time. You'll be landing in Baltimore, then you have to get your suitcases, they put you on a bus, they take you over to an hour away airport, Washington Dulles, and then you have to rebook your ticket because the other people will be ahead of you. And then if you're lucky, tomorrow you might get there. Not today. Just forget it, girl. But I was reading a book called Time Shift. So in my book, Time Shift, it said, we do not live in a solid state universe. We live in a universe in which you, as a conscious dreamer, are part of the matrix creator. You create the outcome. And by focusing on the outcome you want, you create the possibility of the walkway of time-space leading into that. Now, quantum physicists are saying now that the outcome depends on your choice of the future. That actually it is required that you aim for a future, for that future to show up. But that doesn't mean that other people's futures don't run according to their visions. See, it's omnicentric. It's centered around your own personal perception. So one person wants to suffer, one person wants to live in heaven on earth, and they live in the same village. It's not a place that we aim for. It's a vibratory reality. And things that you focus on with a trained focus, but even with a childlike mind of mine of 10 years, so I didn't have to be a wizard or whatever. I could just say, this is, in this case, what I don't want. But I had to envision my bicycle, right?
Yes.
Yes, I don't want a bicycle. I don't, no, don't give me a bicycle. But I thought of these two wheels and a bicycle. So whatever we focus on will draw into our life, or will the of all the possible opportunities that will show up. So I'm sitting in this airplane and I'm thinking, well, if that is all possible, then I'm going to just land in Washington, D.C., because that's where I need to be, because what ultimately I want is be on time to teach my students. So my students had all arrived from Germany, so I couldn't I couldn't say, please fly late, please do this. We only had the bed and breakfast booked for 6 nights, so if I'm late, the boat was booked, everything, it would have been a disaster. So I needed to arrive on time. Fast forward, I'm going into my little, I like to, in America they have the Dorothy, the Wizard of Oz story where Dorothy clicks her red heels together and said, I'm no longer in Kansas. Well, I did this. I am landing in Washington, D.C. Well, I also imagined how I would congratulate Don, that we would arrive and everything would be fine. I also said to God, or that or better. Well, we landed. I congratulate Don. Then the announcement comes, welcome to Baltimore. And I'm like going, okay, what did I do wrong? I must have done something wrong. I'm explaining to you a fun story because I know people remember stories. And people have told me this story 10 years later and said, I remember that story. That made sense. So I'm in Baltimore. I said, no. Take two. The director in a filmmaking process says, take two. We don't like this outcome. I go back into my meditation and I say, dear God, I must have made a terrible mistake. And the universe immediately answered and said, yeah, you congratulated your husband and yourself before you heard the outcome. This is really a no-no. It's like buying things on a credit card when you think you're going to get money and you want to have the money to go do something, then people pull a credit card trick, right? And buy it on credit. I'm sure it's going to come someday. No. You wait until the miracle happens. Then you congratulate yourself. So I'm going, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Okay, I got that. I won't do that again. So let me reimagine. I would like to be in DC right now. And really my end goal is to be on time in Florida. You have to always know where you really want to go. The end goal, this is just the ways how to get there. The end goal is important. So I said, I need to be there on time for my students. I had a goal that was higher than myself, higher than my personal needs. I really meant business, and I communicated with the source. So then I said, look, I bargained. I said, this is a lot of waste of energy. If these 400 people in this flight, 777, however many people fit in there, all land in Washington, in Baltimore instead of in Washington, United, which we were flying, has to ship a lot of people, rebook a lot of tickets. It's a lot of a loss of resources. How about we just skip that and we land in Washington, D.C. right now? I mean, like, heck with the announcement, right? I'm going, I'm no longer in Kansas, I'm in Washington, D.C. Then I said, and this is, I think, the most important question, opening myself up to a higher wisdom, I said, unless, of course, the universe has a better plan and or somebody and something needs to be here in Baltimore, I'd rather like be here right now in Washington, D.C. And there is a way to interact with multiple dimensions in such a way, you have to imagine it's a fluid time-space thing. It's like all possibilities are existing side by side, but the one you become aware of, the one that actually says yes, is the one where you say yes. The moment you can feel that yes through your entire spine, through your hands, feet, your seat of your soul, the seat of your bones, at that moment when you feel it is that way, It is that way. So shifting time-space is not a miraculous manipulation of time-space. It is changing yourself to show up where that possibility exists, right? So you don't
Yes.
change the plane. I don't change the people. I change myself. I arrive where I want to be. And I feel with certainty, okay, God, I deserve it because I've been a good girl and I really deserve it. I am thinking of the better benefit for all, and it is a real need. I have real passionate but needs to be there on time for everybody. And by the way, it might be a good idea for everybody. So I felt really good about asking for this change. It's different than if I say, I want to be there, but then I'm going, well, yesterday I lied and the day before I cheated and then I did this and I don't know if I deserve anything right now. See, clear conscience, truth, living an honorable life is the prerequisite to being able to be a free agent of consciousness that chooses where you want to grow up or show up. The next thing is certainty. All spiritual teachers said you have to have absolute certainty. And that includes feeling that, yes, the universe will gladly say yes to me. And you listen. Is the universe saying yes? Sometimes you get this, yeah, girl, but, I don't know. You need to be here. Or it says yes, but you actually need to believe that you deserve it. Okay, let me amp that feeling up. I am open. What do I need to do to change the part of me that doesn't feel deserving? Maybe there is a part of me that goes like, everybody always gets everything except me. Yeah? If I have that belief, well, will I be lucky in shifting in parallel dimensions in time-space? The moment you can lock in to the time-space of your choice is when you feel that you deserve it and that the universe loves you and the universe says yes to you. And the next step is that you let go to higher guidance because we only know as much as we know, right? Maybe my personal choice and opinion is limited to what I know. My ego only sees this far. Maybe I'm supposed to be in Washington, D.C. or I'm Baltimore. Maybe I'm supposed to meet, an investor of some phenomenal kind or a filmmaker or a bookmaker or whatever. All right, so I'm going for the highest good. I would like to be in Washington, D.C. and catch my flight so I'm on time for the other group. Unless the universe has a better plan, but this is what I want. And I feel I deserve it. Thank you very much. And I felt it go click, 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 click. The next announcement said, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, we were just informed that we have landed in Washington, D.C., Dulles Airport.
Oh, wow. So amazing.
That is when I turned to Dawn. That is when I congratulated ourselves. That's when my pediatrician, the doctor, the new god in white coats, said, huh? 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 So, you ask a question about the construct of time-space. And if I could just encourage you, the viewer, to read upon it. And in my books, I describe stories that give you a feeling for what is operating behind the curtains of the universe. I give stories that enter your right brain and make you understand, oh, if that is possible for her, I'm sure it's possible for me. And I give you steps what to do in the book Wisdom of the Dolphins, that's now also available in India in Hindi and soon in Telugu. Wisdom of the Dolphins, it's called Inspiration. Look for books by Ilona Selke on Amazon, India. The transformation of negative emotions, such as I don't deserve, I'm afraid, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, are all helping us to discover where we really want to develop into. They become the stepping stones to a more fulfilled future, because what moves is not time space, it's you, it's us. You move your vibration to match the vibration of the goal where you want to show up. And that's what we're shifting. All you're changing is yourself. You change the belief about the show you are seeing around you. that has far-reaching effects. So when you look at the time-space continuum, we normally look with open eyes and we see what seems to be like a permanent, everyday, the same thing. Let me tell you, when you learn to identify with that which looks through your eyes and which perceives not only that which it sees with its eyes, but also what it sees beyond what meets the eyes, with the level of reality and the source code of all that is, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. When you learn, the see with the eyes of soul that exists beyond time space, and you enter your whole identity, that's where I operate from, then you change the world perspective of being a three-dimensional being to a multi-dimensional being, depending on where you are able to focus your attention. This is an endless ascension. There is no final state and no final, the only enlightenment there is. There is always more. There are
Yes.
layers upon layers into infinity, into the center of the universe. So it is ourselves that we grow and evolve in the process. Our consciousness is the eye of God looking through our particular individuality. And that we expand until we can see eternity.
The experience is so profound. It moves something deep inside us, how we are operating in a different level, not just the 3D reality that we perceive.
Right.
So also I hear there are laws of universe. They say law of creation, law of vibration, law of so many things they speak about. So are we under the control of these laws? It can be law of gravity also. Are these laws control us? How is it?
But
Do we control the laws or laws control us? Yes.
Okay. The very place at which you vibrate has a set of rules and laws, luckily, because otherwise everything would just disappear and reassemble every 2 seconds. So our physical existence has a particular vibration. But if you learn to identify, and that's our purpose here on Earth, is to fashion forge the consciousness at a higher level and come into an assembly point of pure consciousness, then the laws of wherever you can hold yourself regularly, often, those are the laws that will start applying. So while one person, like a yogi, can make flowers appear or bend time space, transport themselves, another human may not be able to, because they live in a different vibration. So the laws that govern us are the laws which we emanate. If we emanate at a particular vibration, those are the laws that will hold true. What I speak. Now, many people tell the world that everybody else is at fault for what's happening to them. There is the virus, there is my in-laws, there is my mother-in-law, there is my children, my work, the world, the government, the conspiracies, everything is influencing me. The truth of the matter is, you are running the show of your life, and the higher you vibrate, the more you live by an order of a higher being that operates with higher frequency natural laws than other people. So, but as I said earlier, we don't just have one vibration. We change, we grow, and slowly but surely we come and go to new states, and then we stabilize, right? So the vibration that you occupy in your consciousness, and that the intensity of consciousness you can achieve, even in a single moment, is the law of that level, of those laws that we will abide by. So even if half an hour earlier I was here, I can raise myself because I've practiced to get here. For a moment, I can open to another world with other laws, and I can ask for the miracles to manifest.
That's very, very, very beautiful. It takes a lot of time to digest all these realities, how they operate, and the way you explain that we emanate laws itself. We ourselves are the laws that we emanate. and the consciousness we resonate with, and the intensity with which we resonate. All these play a major role in manifesting things or creating our own realities, right? And
Yes.
and
And
yes.
we are, you know, we shift and we grow. We're never permanently stable at one place, but having a physical body, we generally have chosen to have one stable anchor. um, there are people who have a physical body, but their consciousness is like out there in the clouds, and they have a hard time committing, connecting to people, and they are learning to put their tentacles into the earth and to open their hearts and to trust this world. And then you have the power, bring the heavens and the earth together and make the world around you into a beautiful, vibrant heaven on earth, rather than from another perspective, the whatever negative thing. You know, it's like the vibration that you bring in determines the world you experience and see.
Yeah, yes. So also they emphasize a lot on having the gratitude. Maybe being heart-centered will help us to materialize the things that we always wanted. Can you emphasize more on that? How being heart-centered will help us?
Well, one of the easiest techniques I always say to people to raise your vibration is to go into gratitude. And we can practice that for right now, real quickly. Just notice where you're at. Just notice how you're feeling right now. And then close your eyes and go with me on just a 1 minute journey or 2 minutes. I'd like you to think of 10 things or 3 things that you're grateful for. So the first one, the first thing that comes to your mind, just let it be spontaneously anything. Can be small, can be large, can be anything. What are you grateful for?
My current life.
Yeah, and let everybody who's being the viewer right now pick something specific. For me, I am looking at a bunch of bougainvilleas with a bird landing and the sun shining, so the ocean right there. So I am grateful right now to have nature and sunshine, right? So you can say the cup of tea I just have in my hand, or the flower I'm looking at, whatever. Just be quiet for yourself and think of one thing that you're grateful for. And then just allow yourself to also feel the gratitude for that, whichever you just chose. Great. And just notice the nice feeling that is flowing through you in your heart. Now I'd like you to think of one more thing that you're grateful for. And feel that feeling of gratitude, of warmth flowing through you. And then I'd like you to think of a third something that you're grateful for. Just notice how quickly it has dropped you into a deep sense of meditation, the nice feeling that's flowing through you. And believe me, if in this state you think of something you'd really like to experience, pick something that you that is really deeply meaningful to you, or that you really would like to experience. And then just imagine that that was already happening right now, as if it had come already into your life fully, and allow yourself the luxury of that moment of experience. And allow yourself to feel what it would feel like if the future had already arrived and you'd already be experiencing exactly that fulfillment and everything was happening normally exactly the way you would like it to be. And can you say yes to that in your heart? You can take every day just 5 minutes in the morning to dive into the part of you that says yes to this feeling. I'll be giving you a link below. There is an app that you can download where you can prepare your day and start envisioning your life purposefully and from that sense of gratitude that Veena was talking about. The important part is that we actually practice gratitude. And the easiest time sometimes is that before you go to sleep, review your day and see the things that went well. Be grateful for the things that went well. Because when we do, we create a more beautiful harmonic field, and you can more readily enter the moment within the parallel possibilities where that which you would like to experience is happening, and you enter into the very center of that experience. And that is what then will manifest around you at the right time, in the right way. Thank you so much. Take a deeper breath and enjoy the feeling of bringing that gratitude and understanding into your life, into your body. If you want to, take a deep breath and stretch your hands, maybe fold them in namaste above you, wherever you want, however you want to come. I know a lot of people from the Pyramid Spiritual Society like to put their hands just for a moment over their eyes to get the benefit of that charge to go into your eyes, into your consciousness. Thank you. Welcome back here.
Yes.
A gratitude exercise.
It's very profound. I was having one question from last 2-3 years, which was not solved. Now I found the resolution in this 2 minutes of exercise.
Yes.
I know the solution. I didn't know how to move around it. Now I got the solution around. It's so profound the way you dealt it. It's really shape-shifting, I could say. I'm truly grateful to you.
Wow. Well, the beauty is these techniques work, and we have to just go inward, be grateful that you bring this into the world. Veena is so outrageous, so amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. It opened up even a lot of self-love, the acceptance, the way I am, it opened up, and which also led to the new opening that I wanted to have in my life. It was so profound. I'm even getting the tears in my eyes because of the shift that happened.
Beautiful.
It's very, very, very.
Thank you for sharing.
It's amazing. Yes.
Good. Yes. So just to recap, gratitude, like you said, raises our vibration. We actually have to vibrate higher to apply different laws of the universe. Down here, the same physical laws apply to all of us. But some people, when they raise their vibration enough, they can do miracles. They can bend time-space. So gratitude is one way of raising your vibration harmoniously with your soul evolution. And then opening up to greater and greater understandings that you are the co-creator with the universal force that then creates the most beautiful life that you can create.
That's so amazing. With this, I am not even getting the words to question you on anything else. It's so profound. The feeling is very deep, and there are no words to explain on it. Yeah. So
and that happens
with this, I do understand. Yes.
That happens when we go into our right brain. The right brain is global, is holistic. It doesn't think. It doesn't come up with, okay, now what? It's like it glows, like you're glowing of love, of energy, of solution, of being at the fulfillment rather than always waiting to get to the fulfillment. So that's beautiful.
So I think there are many ways. Maybe you also teach a lot of tips and techniques how to transform from our lower energetic vibrations to lower emotions to higher vibrations or higher emotions. And how we operate at the level of being, not just at the level of this human nature, but it's as an integrated whole in a higher dimension that we can operate.
Yes.
Yes, that's
So yes,
wonderful.
of course, there are many techniques, many ways to get there. In my book, Wisdom of the Dolphins, I describe a technique that I apply that I learned from Dr. Vern Wolf, my favorite time traveler. In my book, he's called The Time Traveler. And he grokked the quantum understanding and the wave of evolution that we're participating in right now, merging that which the yogis always knew and the wisdom, the seers, the rishis, the different Buddhist teachings, but we are now in a Western mindset and we live in a world with eyes wide open. So becoming a spiritual being integrated into physical reality, not separating it out and withdrawing from life, but integrating it so we can create a more beautiful physical universe and co-create with wisdom from the inside out. That's our next job as humanity.
Yeah, I also became curious about what kind of training or education that you provide to the seekers that approach you.
I have online courses is the easiest right now. I have online courses
Right.
on my platform, Ilona Selke .online. My name, Ilona Selke, as you see there, and .online. That's where you find my online classes. We have teacher trainings, we have online classes where you can learn step by step how to manifest, how to create, how to focus on your purpose in life. Of course, I used to travel around the world and teach seminars, but we are in a different era right now. So right now I'm focusing on online classes and workshops that way. The easiest ways is to do some daily meditations. And you were talking about different techniques. I think the picture just froze, yeah? So I kept talking. So the online
Yes, yes.
materials are at ilonaselke.online. There are some free things that you can find there. And I'll give you an app, a link to an app that you can download. You sign in and then you get an app, a morning and evening app where you can practice pre-creating your day and ending your day on a good note. Those are simple daily things we all need to do. And then you can do your spiritual practice beyond that. But this is just 12 minutes a day extra to focus, so to merge the heaven and the earth in this dimension and bring your higher co-creation into this world.
That will be really a gift in everyone's life, whoever watches this video or take the resources you have suggested.
Thank you.
And also we are looking forward to even do the paid programs with you.
Yes.
So that people will benefit at large.
Would
Yes,
you like,
definitely.
why don't you put the link down below for the Living with a
Sure.
Vision course? Yeah?
Yeah,
I think
we do. We provide all the resources available, which you can provide for
okay,
us.
perfect.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
And then that link will get you directly to the correct course, because otherwise I have Spanish, French, English, Chinese. I have a bunch of things that way. With the link that you have, then you can go straight to that one. Great. That's the best
And
way to do it.
also we'll put the and also we put the links to the books that you have authored.
Yes. Perfect.
Definitely.
Great.
Yes, yes.
All
Looking
right.
forward for more interactions. It was today a really shape-shifting day for me and also to the
Yes.
viewers at Pyramid Times.
Thank you,
Yes, looking
everybody.
forward for the.
Sorry.
Yes, you can tell.
Thank you. Thank you to the viewers here at Spiritual Times. Share with your friends, because when we live in a community of like-minded people, we have an easier time sending the good vibes on to other people. So make sure you subscribe. You click on the button to get the alerts for more videos. I'll be here with you. And also make sure that you tell your friends and let them know of this amazing channel that is being provided here by the Pyramid Times people, and Veena always greeting us here with great interviews. Thank you so much, Veena.
Thank you so much, Ilona, for your contribution for our channel and to the planet. Thank you.
Thank you.